Long way, get this shit a long way, this shit a long way. Long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be trippin' every day, she be trippin' every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, she just gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, tryna get this shit the long way. Cause you tryna wrap up my entree. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way. Get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, back and forth like the pong way, man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, we gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for so we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we get this shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we get the long way,
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. What's up, Andre? What's up, Down South Yella, QJC? What's going on? Early Birds. If you're new to the channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am the founder of SMD. I am not SMD itself. SMD is a family of people that basically think like me. And what is that? I'm here to share my gift. My gift is that I understand that capitalism is psychological, split into two parts, positive and negative. With this knowledge, I know all currency is debt slaves. Everything. You guys are everything. Money, taxes, whatever. You guys are everything. So the form of the currency is irrelevant because it's you. Okay. And you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean? Who's a debt slave? Debt slaves are people that believe they can own things with no money of their own. They believe they can buy houses with mortgages. They believe they can buy cars with car loans. They believe they can invest while having student loan debt older than their subprime mortgage. Now, you probably, again, if you're new, you probably hear that and say, everybody does that. That's how things are done. Only by debt slaves, though, not by people that understand on the positive side. You guys debt slaves live on the negative side of the economy. People that understand, like myself, we live on the positive side of the economy, where money is real. Every single, like on the positive side of the economy, every single currency that exists, gold, silver, money, euros, UK pounds, whatever, all of that exists for us, because capitalism is worldwide. It doesn't matter where. Just the paper's different. You go to another country, the only thing that's different is paper. The majority are debt slaves, period. Okay. Now, if you still don't understand, I'm gonna help you understand. Say like, a lot of you guys are listening. You guys believe you're homeowners with mortgages. Well, the word homeowner is positive and negative. Okay. Open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. You see that large negative number? That means you are a negative homeowner. What does that mean? Positive homeowners don't have a mortgage. See the difference? That's the difference. Everybody's calling themselves homeowners, but there's only one, according to mathematics. All right. Now, millions of people don't know that. That's why you guys make up the housing market. Hey, whatever. It's just business. I don't really care what the banks do. I don't really care. I'm just sharing something with you. Okay. What do? I help people participate in capitalism on the positive side, where taxes help build wealth. It only takes one day to buy a house, one day to buy a car. You know you're a homeowner, no mortgage, stuff like that. Gold, money, everything's real. All right. Now, this was brought the FedNow. Is it good for this? FedNow Service is. I was watching a video. FedNow Service is for banking institutions because it's their version of instant, like CashApp. All these you see, Venmo, all these services. Those are like instant services, instant financial services, right? It's just the banks are now getting into it. They let all the businesses work out all the stuff. CashApp, Venmo. That's why there's so many, because they just run rampant, right? Let all the people work out all the bugs and the problems, and then now the banks come out with their own, but it is only for the financial institution, the bank, not personal people, not businesses, nothing, just between them, to offer this service through their financial institution for the participants in their bank. So if you want to send some money or pay some bills or something, you can use say like you was part of, let's just say, Chase, right? And Chase had this app that you can do transfer money to different institutions and businesses or whatever, right? You have to, and even pay another person, but through their app. All right. That's how it works. What is that gonna do? Because think about it. Who are people gonna trust more? They're gonna trust the banks. So now all these instant financial transfer apps, they all pretty much become subprime. Because in order to be part of and this is just my opinion, okay? This is just what I see. In order to be part of the FedNow program or whatever the banks do, you have to be legit. You have to be 100% legit, which will be easily determined once you're part of that system. Now, I also been seeing videos of it scaring people, and oh my God, the feds are going to know everything, and they already know now, debt slaves. You guys have no money. It's you. You guys think the elimination of paper money is something new. You guys, paper money has never existed for you guys, ever, never. Your money has always been digital. Credit cards. This is not nothing new. The Federal Reserve is just catching up. I mean, not even catching up. They just let you guys work out all the bugs, and then once they figure it out, and then they just take over. That's it. They have the control of the whole country. Do you guys know they can? If they don't want other instant pay apps to be in play, they just outlaw them. They're against the law. Then it's done. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just, what you gonna do? Leave the country? From the video I saw, no, Andre, I'm not talking about the app that allows the people to do individually. I'm just talking about the Fed service in the background, not the app that allows the people to cash app each other. I'm not talking about that part. I'm just talking about the background part. And thanks for pointing that out, though, because I don't want you guys to confuse what I'm saying. I'm just talking about the FedNow part that's between the banks. Okay. The institutions are the one, I'm sure they already got some deal to work out, because if you don't have it, you're going to be out. Your bank is not going to last too long if you don't become part of this service, I'm sure. Because debt slaves, you guys have no money, none, zero. And you're probably thinking, well, if they go 100% digital, they're going to know everything. They already know now. That's what debt slaves, that's what you guys don't know, debt slaves. Nothing works without them. Nothing. At all. Nothing. You don't believe me? Say like they decided to cut off credit card access for 1 minute in the United States of America. 1 minute. What do you think would happen to all businesses? 1 minute. That says they already in control. And when you hear me use the word control, I don't want you guys to think that you can't run your life and you're trapped and you can't do. It's not that type of. It just is. It just is. You guys have this is just paper money. After 2020, you guys, this is what debt slaves really don't understand. After 2020, paper money is in the way. It worked before 2020 because you guys, debt slaves, you guys need something visual, right? You guys need something visual to know that money exists. Exactly. Except cash, Andre. It's in the way. It's now paper money is now obsolete. Now I know when you guys hear me say that, you're like, what? How could money be obsolete? It's been like that for a long time for you guys, debt slaves. You guys just don't know it. You're probably thinking, well, is that me? Could you live if you can't listen, if you can't live without a credit card, I'm talking to you. If you had no credit card access right now, would you survive? If not, I'm talking to you. That means money has always been digital for you. Always. This is just listen. You guys have no idea. Like it's just coming into CBDC, cash, central bank digital currency. That's coming. Nothing's stopping that. You think? I don't know why they're scaring you guys with this. And I'm not saying the Federal Reserve is scaring you guys. I'm just saying these media outlets. Hey, they're going to know everything. They're going to be able to mark your money. They're going to be able to turn it off. And yeah, for people not following the rules. If you're not following the laws and they have a switch, it's no different than freezing your bank account. When you do try to do some kind of tax evasion bullshit and you got a bank account and they freeze it, that's the same thing. That is, I was going to bring that up too, Andre. Bye-bye getting paid under the table. Those days are done. You guys going around right now, 1099, not paying your taxes, because there are millions of you guys. No, I'm not going to say millions. Maybe, is it? I don't know. Hundreds of thousands. Let me go with hundreds of thousands. You guys are not paying your taxes. Why? Because you guys never done it on your own before. It's really not even your fault. Honestly, it's not. Because if you had a W-2 job all your life, you've never had to pull out your own taxes out of your check. And then all of a sudden, after 2020, you're tossed into the 1099 world where you're responsible for your own taxes. It's really not your fault. Totally. The Federal Reserve, no, they have to solve that problem. That's a problem. Digital currency is going to solve that problem immediately. They can really, you know what's so crazy? They can really solve it now. I don't know why they just don't go straight to Uber, straight to all these businesses and say, hey, hold back the taxes of everybody you pay. Maybe because the new time here is not that it's not that simple, or that would be backwards, because honestly, just waiting for the CBDC to take over and get rid of paper money. And I guess that will solve. They don't really have to go to individual businesses no more. They can just do it right there. So as soon as like, say like you work for Uber, and you're one of the people that haven't been paying your taxes at all, but you've been working for Uber for years and haven't been paying nothing. Now they'll just be able to take it. As soon as Uber transfers the money to you, they will be in between the transfer. Soon as Uber sends the money to you, they'll be in the middle, take the taxes and pass it to you, just like they did with your checks. Like if you have a regular job right now, as soon as you get your check, your taxes are already taken out. This will be the same thing. What you guys don't understand is that the IRS knows who knows how to play and who doesn't. Why? According to mathematics, math tells them who knows how to play or not. If you own a business, right? If you own a business and you've never not paid taxes legally, if you've heard me say that and you've never even heard of that, you're probably doing it wrong. You're probably doing it wrong. Now, this doesn't go for all businesses. I'm talking about just like small to medium businesses. There's ways to do that. Did you know that? You probably don't know that. If you don't know that, you're probably a debt slave personally too. Probably have a mortgage, car payments personally. That's why put it this way. If you own a business and you've never not paid taxes legally under that business, 9 times out of 10, you're probably a debt slave personally. You probably got personal car payments, personal mortgage, personal credit card payments, all that stuff. All of this, listen, you guys, all of this is happening. You guys have no debt slaves. You guys have no input on anything. I want you guys to understand this. This could not work if you guys were in charge of things. There must be people that know how it works. There must be people that know how to play. Like this. Say, for example, I didn't like the financial system in the US of A. You know what the only thing I could do? Leave. There's nothing else I can do but leave. Hey, but make sure all my bills are paid first, and then I can leave. Let me give you guys a personal business. When I do my taxes, the IRS knows that I know that capitalism is psychological. According to my taxes, they know. How do they reward me? By me not paying any taxes legally under my business. That's a reward for playing the game right. That's the reward. Now, what I'm just describing to you about not paying taxes legally, that is called that's one piece of phantom income. It's against the laws of mathematics for debt slaves to see it or know about it. Even if I say it out loud, see how I'm saying it out loud? You guys can't know, even if I say it. When this new CBDC, instant pay, all this stuff, once they get it all going, and what you guys are kind of looking at it wrong. We are all at the beginning of a new economy. The Federal Reserve is shaping it right now. All you got to do is pay attention. Just look what they're doing. Stop saying, oh my God, they're going to be after me. They're going to see everything. As soon as you were born and got your social security number, they just watch you there. That's where it starts. Here's a social security number, what color you are, where'd you grow up, what part of the country, blah, blah, blah. It's right there. It starts there. Debt slaves really believe, you guys really believe you could just hide behind stuff. Oh, let me put this in my other person's name, my mama, my daddy's name. And do you guys really believe the Federal Reserve is just the IRS, they're that stupid? So say like you're selling drugs, right? Oh, I can't put anything in my name. So you put a brand new Mercedes in your mama's name. I don't get it. You don't think they'll just go, okay, it's not your car? It's not your son's car? No. Then how'd you pay for it? Your mom's going to have to explain how she bought the car. And if she can't, she's going to prison. Must be paid for sure. I currently work at Advanced Technology Center for the Bank of America now. Dollar or no dollar, we can literally track everything you do. It's all about it's all data driven. You realize working in custom, of course. I already knew that. Money doesn't exist for debt slaves. It's you guys, debt slaves. It doesn't matter. Paper money is in the way. You guys are hiding it, putting it under place. Listen, okay, let me give you an example, Death Slave, so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Say, like, you know how they say, hey man, if you turn in $10,000, if you keep it under 9 and put it, I don't know, they just be making up shit. You guys be believing everything, right? But anyway, we'll keep it what you guys know. If you turn in $10,000, the bank has to tell the IRS that you did it, so you guys don't do it. So you keep it, say like you keep it under your mattress. But you have $50,000 in student loan debt. Now, if you open up the calculator, put in the $10,000 under your mattress, minus your student loan debt, the calculator says you have negative 40,000. The calculator says you don't have shit under your mattress, nothing. There's nothing there. Now you probably go look up under your mattress and you'll see the 10,000. It'll look real. You can touch it and you can feel it. You can smell it. You can even go spend it. But you look at the calculator. The calculator says, I don't know what you're touching, smelling, feeling, spending, but you don't have nothing. Now, which one are you going to believe? Here's the psychological part, okay? This is how come you guys don't know capitalism is psychological. Which one do you believe? The calculator that's never, ever, 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 ever wrong, ever. Or your eyes. Are you going to believe your lying eyes? Looking at this paper money, you're like, wait a minute, I see it though. Are you going to believe your lying eyes or the calculator that's never wrong? Which one? That's called the glitch in the debt matrix. What do I do? What do I do? Like, the decision is hard. It's not hard. Nobody in the history of the world, listen closely. Nobody in the history of the world has broken the laws of mathematics. Did you know that? Google it. If you don't believe me, Google it. Bing it. Safari it. They're all going to come back with the same. Nope, nobody has ever done it. I know that. You guys are looking at this all wrong. You are at the beginning of a new economy. I'm sure, listen, I am 100% sure the same kind of thing happened when they decided to say, hey, this green dollar US bill is going to be unified across the United States of America. Do you guys believe everybody just instantly agreed to that? Hell no. Civil wars. We don't like that. We've been using this here in this part of the country. We're going to stick with it. And then they just come along and say, no, you're not. Luckily, now it won't take that because it's already, the paper money's unified. CBDC is coming, and guess what's going to happen? I don't even have to wait. They're just going to outlaw all the other cryptocurrencies. That's what's going to happen. CBDC is going to come along, and every other one's going to be illegal, just like the paper money. The same thing. You guys think that's a surprise? I know where I live. This is the United States of America. If they said that, that's what it does. That's where it's going to go. But when you come to the positive side and understand that the physical currency itself is irrelevant, you don't care what it turns into. I'm just happy to see it happen. I'm absolutely thankful. I'm able to see. I'm going to be alive to see paper money stop. Now, as you're growing up, you just think paper money's here forever. It can't go nowhere. It might, they change the faces and the look. Do you know how much headache this is going to solve? You guys don't even get it. Bye-bye, working under the table, people hiding money. Now, don't get me wrong. New age, there's going to be a new age of criminals that's going to figure out something to do something. That is just what happens. But right now in the beginning, nobody knows nothing because this hasn't been implemented yet. You better believe the Federal Reserve is they've learned from all the other digital currencies, the do's and don'ts, and then they put in there to make sure that doesn't happen to them. And then once they implement it, see you later, all other digital whatever, that's gone. People are going to be like, oh man, they can't do that. Yes, they can. What are you talking about? You're a debt slave. You have no input. I know you guys don't really understand that. You guys have debt slaves. You guys have no input of nothing. You don't even own yourself. You think you have some input of FedNow or digital CBD? No. You just watch because it's you. Now imagine they're going to be, listen, they're going to be taxing digital currency. They're going to be taxing digital currency. Ooh, you know how much, listen, you know how much tax savings this is going to be? You know how much tax money is going to be generated from this? Oh my God. This closes up a huge hole, huge. All you guys that haven't been paying your taxes, I know you guys are nervous. You guys are nervous. I know it. Nervous. They're going to get you. I hope you understand that. They might not. You guys been getting away with not paying your taxes for years, but when it switches over to digital currency, guess what? You're going to be paying then. Because when your money's transferred to you into your account digitally, and you say, "Hey, wait a minute, I worked 60 hours, but it looks like I got paid for 10," and then you're going to get a notice or an email. By the way, we snatched. They don't have to wait to like right now. Think about it. When you're behind on your taxes or whatever, right, and you go file your tax return and say, "Look, you got a return," they would take it. Send you a letter. Hey, we took your return because you owe us money. The same thing is going to be the same thing is going to happen here, but every single time you get paid. How do I know this? Because the FedNow Service is for all the financial banking institutions, the banks. That's where your checks are going to, that's where your business, listen, the business that you work for goes through a bank. Okay, they don't go through some small rinky-dink Uber, blah blah. They go through big banks who will be part of the FedNow system. So when it's time to pay you and your flag that you haven't been paid, you've been working, because you guys got to remember, Uber's been reporting you guys been working for years, so they already know that you haven't been paying your taxes. Okay, they already know. So once they say, "Hey, we're going to pay, but we're going to pay you through the FedNow." Now Uber's going to go through the bank, pay you through the FedNow service. Guess what's going to happen to your money? They're going to take it. That's going to save so much time for IRS agents. They probably have to lay off the 87,000 that they hired. Those guys are probably going to be fired. They don't need them no more. Any IRS agents that you guys are listening, you guys better be ready. You better be looking for some new jobs. When CBDC is implemented, they won't need you no more. They're not going to need physical people. They'll need a few, but not as many as they have now, because they don't have to go out. They just take it. This is going to solve a lot of problems. You guys, 87,000 new IRS agents are going to be laid off. You think, listen, just because they work for the IRS, you think they're different than a regular worker? No, those are jobs. Nothing personal. It's just business. And say it like this. Say it like you are an IRS agent listening to this. It's nothing personal. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Think about it. You probably are. If you are an IRS agent that goes out and physically comes after the people, hey, you've been ignoring our letters and this and that, they won't need that no more, because they'll just take it. Debt slaves have to work. They have to eat. If they want to eat and live, they have to work at a place that's going to be part of the FedNow service. You guys are in trouble. They say the 20th century new economy started in 1913 when they implemented income tax. I believe it. What's up, Bill's Mafia? Bill's Mafia says, SMD, I'm working on to get to zero so that I can own myself. Congratulations. Sometimes Sometimes people come across me, and I guess what I can offer somebody, it's like, let me explain to you. I'm gonna try my best analogy. If somebody with money that makes it, you're a doctor, lawyer, successful business person, and you don't know that capitalism psychological, I'm gonna give you an analogy. Understanding, I could take you. It's like riding on the Star Trek Enterprise. I will transport you financially ahead light years of millions of people around the world, because capitalism is worldwide. I can instantly transfer you instantly. You wouldn't even have to, don't worry about years and years and years. I can instantly do it. The blueprint. I always wonder why the bank report $10,000 or more deposited in the IRS from in. You know what? Who knows? Maybe they said that to make them think. This is what you guys got to look. You guys got to look at the big picture, okay? Banks know debt slaves are the currency, okay? Maybe they say that so debt slaves will believe that and do a whole bunch of transactions under 10,000, and no, I mean, because they keep track of everything. I don't care if you put in $5. That's marked. Every like, what debt slaves don't know, that be doing all kind of transactions. Let's use CashApp. Doing all illegal those are all records. Every single send and receive of money, that's a record. That's a record. I mean, debt slaves are using that shit so much, they're not even paying attention to anything. They're just transferring money. Hey, send me 100, send me 50, send me 2,000, and not reporting anything, not turning any records of the taxes. They're going to get all of you guys. Venmo, Venmo's reporting Venmo's reporting their records. Cash App, and every single other big business that's transferring money instantly, they're reporting it to the IRS. So when we go digital, you guys are all going to pay. You guys are going to be paying a long time, because right now listen, they have to do this because they can't catch everybody. Hold on. They can't catch everybody. This switching to central bank digital currency is going to catch everybody. It's just a matter of time. They just push a button. I'm sure they got some robot bots that just run through, and just all you guys that are already flagged. Already flagged. Now, I don't want to leave you just scared. Listen to me. If this is you, and you don't want that to happen, if you want to come to the positive side and you don't want the IRS coming after you, come see me. Come see me. Now you're probably thinking, who are you, a tax person? Are you an IRS? No, I'm none of that. I just want to make sure you guys understand something. I'm none of that. I have no degrees in finance of shit, nothing. Never been a banker, never been in any financial institution, because they ain't got nothing to do with that. I show you how to use mathematics with your money and your taxes. That's all I do. I'm just saying, hey, look at the calculator. That's it. I help people own themselves. If you want to be listen, if you want to be on the positive side of this capitalism, the requirement is that you must own yourself. You can't be a debt slave. You cannot be a debt slave on the positive side of the economy. That goes against the laws of mathematics. You can't be here. You can't. We can all see you. You can't even listen. You can't even pretend. Like, if you come across this channel, right, SMD, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna follow him and this and that, and then you go out and try to pretend to be SMD. Do you guys know we can see you as soon as you open your mouth and start talking? We can see, hear you. Oh, you're a fake, because you think it's pretend. It's a psychological thing that you guys don't even know exists. You can't pretend. Listen, that's like, you cannot pretend to know something that you don't even know exists. You can't pretend it. What you gonna pretend to do? Once you understand how it works, what I do is I'll teach you how to pick the right professionals Say it like this. Let me give you an example. You're one of the people that has been working for years, 5, 6 years, not paying any taxes. Now you're scared. Too scared to tell the IRS to whatever. Don't do that. That's just a matter of time. They already know you haven't been paying for years. What I'm going to help you do is pick the right person, the right tax professional to help you settle that problem. So when you do finally tell the IRS or submit the paperwork or whatever you need to do to start the process of getting your shit straight, the IRS is going to know that you took the time to hire a professional to do the paperwork, so they don't have the bullshit with anything. They will immediately know that you're serious. Oh, this person's serious about straightening up their tax problems because you hired a professional to submit your tax paperwork professionally right out the gate. Now you're probably thinking, "Oh, they're too expensive." It doesn't matter. Listen, whatever the lawyer, like if I found you a tax professional, tax lawyer who is personally debt free and their fee is high, let me tell you something. It's worth it. It's worth every penny compared to what you're going to pay if the IRS have to come after you and waste resources looking for you. Because if you look on social media right now, you would swear everybody's paying their taxes. You could look. There are millions of people not paying their taxes. They're not. And what's even worse, you guys have adjusted your lifestyles to not paying taxes. Car payments, house payments. No, listen, think about it. You guys haven't been paying your taxes. Student loan debt hasn't been required. You guys have believed that you guys have extra money that you're spending. FedNow Service is nothing to be scared of if you're following the rules of this beautiful capitalized. Exactly. It's no. Listen, it's nothing. You don't have to be scared of the IRS. When you follow the rules, you don't have to be scared of the IRS. All these when CBDC comes out, the current IRS agents that are hired, they should be either start looking for advancement in your field or go. Hey, listen, put it this way: if you are an IRS agent, right, and you don't know that capitalism is psychological, and you want to advance into the high level of the IRS, come see me. You will get to the parts in the IRS that you probably never knew existed. You just walk in and say, "Hey, yeah, I know capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative." Somebody's going to know there. Listen, I know for a fact somebody in the IRS is going to know somebody been talking to you. And then you walk in and you say, "Hey, I want to advance in my career." And then they'll promote you. Why? Because those people are now. I guarantee you, there are some IRS agents that know capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative, but I guarantee you, there's very few that know that because very few people in the world know that. Your employer snitches on you for tax deductions using your pay as a business. What'd you say? Your employer snitches on you for tax deduction using your pay as a business. Oh, gotcha. This is how they know how much you made. If you didn't even file, then they know you didn't pay. It's just check it out, Nick. The IRS knows how much money in tax revenue they are losing every single year. They know it. It's not even a guess. They know. Because you better believe Uber, Lyft, every single company, they're playing by the rules if they want to stay in business. That's the difference. If you want to stay in business, you got to play by the rules. And if you play them right, guess what? You don't even pay no business taxes legally. And that's not for everyone. I'm just saying for a lot of you small businesses, that's possible if you do it right. President Trump says it all the time. Hey, I pay no taxes. That's illegal. So obviously he's saying something else. You guys got to understand how lucky we are to be in the beginning of a brand new economy. When you see all these videos of being scared of cryptocurrency and digital, they're going to, hey, listen, that's for the debt slaves. All that fear, listen, fears, false evidence appearing real psychologically. That's all for debt slaves to be scared. Oh, the feds are going to know this and that, and the banks are going. So what? So I don't care. I tell them anyway. Like, listen, when you're following the rules, I'm telling them everything anyway. So who cares if they're looking at me? They already know. I told them. So when you see videos of different people telling you about, hey, we're going to tell you about central bank digital currency, do you know if you're listening to a debt slave? Like if you're listening to a podcast or YouTube channel, right? And they're talking about FedNow, and they're putting, hey, they're adding emotions and fear in there. You got to click off. Why are you adding emotions in a product? That's like adding fear into your CashApp, your Venmo app. You're adding emotions in there. What are you doing there? Oh, I feel really happy if I open up this CashApp app. Taxes help build wealth, but you don't know that on the negative side. When you're on the negative side, you think taxes are bad. They're just evil, and they take away all your wealth, and you can't get rich. You can't live in a certain area. Like when you would say like this, oh, you hear somebody says, I can't live in that area. The taxes are too high. I want you to drive over to that area and see if people are living there. So when somebody tells you taxes are high in a particular area, they can only be talking about themselves. Plus, if they even bring up the taxes, they don't know, because taxes don't stop you from living anywhere. That means you just don't understand them. That's what that means. That's the only, because taxes are beautiful. They're lovely. They're absolutely, that's called phantom income. But again, debt slaves, you guys can't earn phantom income because you guys are the money. You guys are everything. Don't be scared of videos. Oh my God, everybody's going to be watching. The IRS is going to know every transaction. So what? If you don't like it, just get on a plane and leave. Once you leave the country, they won't be watching you no more because you're not here. Now they're coming up with, oh man, we don't know if we switch to CBDC, we might not be the world currency, number one currency. And you think the form of the currency determines if we're number one? No, we said it's number one because we said it. That's why it's number one, because we got the biggest military. We said so. You think it has something to do with something? No, we said it's number one because we said it. We don't care what is paper form or digital. It doesn't matter. We said so. Who's gonna say anything else? Nobody. Nobody's gonna say it. No. Who's gonna say no? You're not. Nobody's gonna say that. This is big, man. And maybe there are more pieces in who's gonna be. Central bank is in charge of it all. That's why there's a central bank in every country. Each central bank talks to each other around the world. All Federal Reserve banks within the. You guys need to stop. Stop being scared. If you're scared, that means you're on the wrong side. We say, Nick, in order to get the UBI, you will need to switch to digital Fed coin. Yep, this is how they will. I mean, think about it now. This is food stamps. Food stamps are digital. That's the perfect example. You guys are too young. Too young. Food stamps used to be paper. They used to be just like dollar bills, but food stamp paper. And then they switched to digital. This is the same thing. Who knows how much trouble they had to go through the food stamp thing to get rid of the paper food stamps to a card? Now, listen, now if somebody's committed like fraud, if they're committing food stamp fraud or whatever, all they got to do is check the card, see, they could see where the person used the card at what store. 9 times out of 10, they're going to use it at Walmart. And guess what's going to be there? A video of somebody using the card illegally. This shit is, man, you guys don't even get it. Debt slaves, you guys own nothing. Nothing. Hell, I don't even own anything. I don't own my phone service, cable service. I understand that. Like though we own our phones, we don't own the company. We There has to be a company there to make the call go through. I don't own that company. So every call, every text goes through the company. So all the US they just subpoena the records of the company that I do not own and look and see what I've been doing. Debt slaves, you guys don't even you don't even own yourself, let alone anything outside of yourself. Now, this is a hard pill to swallow. Don't get me wrong, to wake up and realize you own nothing, not even yourself. Here's a guy talking about, hey, capitalism is psychological, which is a mathematical fact. I can mathematically prove everything I'm saying. You guys think financial expert, this is why they do this. I'm gonna give you guys an example. When they bring on a financial expert, they always tell you what college they went to, what degree they have, how many years of schooling they went to, uh how long they did it, how many that's for you guys, debt slave, so you guys can believe whatever they're about to tell you. But if they have a mortgage and they're telling you how they invest, that's a debt slave giving you finance. Say like you had a certified financial planner, right? This person's telling you, man or woman, it doesn't matter, and they're telling you how to invest because they do it, and you find out they have a mortgage. Did you know you're getting your information from a debt slave because you can't invest while having a mortgage? That is 100%. Listen closely. It is 100% impossible to invest while having a mortgage. Did you know that? 100%. So if you're talking to a financial planner that's telling you that and they've laid down all their credentials, it doesn't matter. They're a debt slave, and you're paying for that information. You're paying for it. That's another hard pill to swallow, isn't it? Gulp. You find out that you're not, say like you've been in your house for 15 years and you come across this channel and you find out you own nothing. Even if you come across this channel and you don't believe a word I'm saying, think I'm full of shit. Oh, you don't mean nothing, Linnell, LJ. You don't have no credentials and this and that. But have you noticed every time, as many videos as I made, and you're probably new to the channel, how come nobody's ever come up to confront him? No, how come nobody's ever tried to challenge him on this channel? You know why? Because this would have happened. That's what I do with yesterday. Every time that will happen. That's why it doesn't happen. That's why it doesn't happen at all. That's math in my head. That's math. That like when that mask comes off that machine, that the face opens up, I'm shooting out math and destroying debt slaves. Even when you try to run. Did you notice the debt slave that tried to run? I got him too. Where's the first one? Then the last one. No, where you going? Where you going? Now you're probably thinking, LJ, why would you do a debt slave like that? Because when they don't want to learn, that's what happens. If they disagree with mathematics, that's what happens. Shout out to 10 for a half or the 4.99. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. What'd you say, Nick? The first person running was first to go. Sure was. He thought he was gonna get away. No, death slave. Where you going? Dust. Instant dust. That's why I want the family members to know too. I remember in the beginning, I had a couple of people try to do something, but that quickly stopped. Quickly. Now back to the debt slaves. If you now, I know it. I know it doesn't sound like I want to help debt slaves. I do. That's just that video is just to show you the ones that just be talking unnecessary shit. That's all. But I want to help you come to the positive side of the economy. You don't have to live in fear of the IRS, not being susceptible to IRS scams. The only reason why financial scammers scam you using the IRS as a cover because you guys are scared of the IRS. If you were following the rules, financial scammers couldn't use the IRS against you because you already know that you're doing what you're supposed to do. I get that shit in my email all the time. Hey, we're freezing your bank account. The IRS is after you. They're going to put you in jail. You know what I do? Spam, spam, spam. No, they're not. None of that's true. None of it. Why? Because I know. Is that you? Were you a W 2 worker thrown into the 1099 world self employed business because of 2020? Terrified. Haven't paid your taxes in years. Scared to go to your mailbox every single time because you're scared to see an IRS letter in your mailbox. And maybe you've become accustomed to living with not paying any taxes. Your whole lifestyle has advanced. Newer car, a house, everything. But every time you go to the mailbox, you're terrified. Are you tired of living like that? Is it going to take sacrifice? Yep. Oh, the people around me are going to think I'm broke if I have to do what it takes to get out of IRS and get out of trouble. And yes, it will, but most of the people, if they're your friends, they're probably doing the same thing you're doing. So, like, I always use this. Say, like, you're a food deliverer right now, or something you deliver on 1099, right? You haven't paid your taxes at all for years, and if everybody around you is the same, that's why you guys are friends. You guys are all friends that don't pay taxes. That's why you guys are friends. You guys be saying, so crazy. You guys will say that out loud too. You guys will say out loud to each other that you're not paying your taxes, but you guys will not share what's on your credit report with each other, but you will tell each other that you're not paying taxes. That's how you know why you guys are friends. Feds now Feds FedNow starts up student loan repayment begin October 1st. To me, it seems like all of this was a plan to start up at the same time. Oh yeah. We are in the beginning of the new economy. The old way doesn't work. Paper money. Paper money's in the way. Nobody's paying their taxes. This shit just happened. Almost forced. Right? It has to be forced. The world stopped. Do you guys understand that? Downtowns were looking like movie sets. Nobody there, ghost, abandoned, like the world ended. The world stopped. When's the last time you seen an empty downtown on a Monday? A Tuesday, empty. We saw New York Times Square empty. You think any of us here are ever gonna see that again? Never. Unless you're an infant right now, unless you're born, you won't be listening to this anyway. You're probably in the only people that'll see the next one are people in diapers right now. They'll see the world stop again. But those of us listening to this video right now, we're never going to see this again. So you guys need to take advantage of it. I'm here to help you take advantage of the new economy. You can start all over right now. You can be one of the people that come up in the new economy, the early understanders. You know, you want to be rich, wealthy, whatever, come see me. There's no limit. There is no limit. You guys like the way you're living now, it's like you're living paycheck to paycheck and you've done it all your life. And I come across to tell you, I could tell you how to stop that. Would you believe me? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, most of you guys are not even living paycheck to paycheck anymore. That's bananas right there. You're not even making it to the next paycheck. So enter new apps to help you get your paycheck 2-3 days earlier. Is that you? Are you getting your paycheck early through a side app or whatever? What do you think's going to happen when the Fed start taking your money, taking the taxes out of your checks that you haven't been paying? You're not going to make it. Whatever lifestyle you have, I'm gonna give you guys an advance right now, okay? Whatever lifestyle you are living right now without paying taxes or student loan debt, I strongly suggest you drastically reduce your lifestyle starting today, right now. Move back home with mama. You better not think about what anybody thinks. If you move back home, I strongly suggest you do that. Because this not paying taxes shit, that's coming to a stop. That is coming to a stop. That's easy to see that is about to happen. Oh yeah. Hey Gabriel, you're right. I cannot wait to read the history books about 2020. Because you guys don't understand. When you live on the positive side of the economy and you read financial history books, it's a totally different experience. Totally different, because we read them totally different. I'm wondering what they're going to write. I'm curious to see what they're going to write in history books of what happened to the financial economy, what this and that. I'm curious. They're going to enter all that information into the AI chat bots, and you guys are going to believe anything and everything an advanced AI chat bot is going to tell you. It's not advanced as you guys think. They're just regurgitating what the bank told it. You can pull up any AI chat bot right now, right? And type in, can I buy a house with a mortgage? Not only is the AI chat bot going to tell you yes, it's going to show you how to do it financially, of course. And then you got to go, wait a minute, you can't buy a house with a mortgage. No, AI doesn't know that. AI is only doing what it's told. Okay, I get it. It's business. It's nothing personal. I don't really care what the AI chatbot returns to you. I don't care. But you can't buy a house with a mortgage. If it's so smart, why is it telling you that? You see what I'm saying? Because it has nothing to do with that type of smarts. What's up, humble trader? A debt-free person is a threat to the system. Wealth accumulation will not be allowed for lower income individuals. Not really. Now, even with that, humble trader, a person who is debt-free is not a threat to the system. A person who is debt-free is still part of the system. They're just participating on the positive side of the system. Because you cannot live here in the US of A and not be part of the system. You have to be. But you have an option. You can be part of the system on the negative side, or you can be part of the system on the positive side. Being part of the system on the positive side is beautiful. It's lovely. The psychological part is this: debt slaves don't know there's a positive side of the economy. They don't know. That's exactly what it means. It means you understand the situation. You understand the system. To be debt free, you have to play by the rules. There are no exceptions because there's no exceptions. I can't live here and not play by the rules. I can't. Not that I even want to not play by the rules. When you come to the positive side, you understand how much wealth you can build by being on the positive side, participating correctly in the economy. Even and this is nothing against you, humble trade. I'm not saying, but when you hear stuff like that, oh, that's a threat. They're a threat to the threat to what? The only threat to the system would be somebody coming in saying, "Hey, I'm going to get rid of capitalism." Now that's a threat. Okay, that's different. That's very, very different. Very different. But when you look at here's another example, debt slaves, about history. When Nixon took the dollar bill off the gold standard, right? And then people are like, oh, it's fiat currency now, and this and that. Listen, debt slaves, you guys are the currency. It doesn't matter if gold backed it, triple ruby diamonds. It doesn't matter. Now, if I go back, check this out. Now, if I go back, which I'm not, I don't really care, but go back and look through history and see what happened after President Nixon made that announcement. What happened to the system? That's what I would look for. Okay, what happened when he said something that does, because it doesn't even matter that he said that. That doesn't matter. So, but I want to go see what happened to the economy when he did say that. That's the difference. LJ, thanks to your teaching next July, I will quit my job and start my business. Congratulations. I have been saving for the last 3 years. Wow. And I'm ready. Jump. I'm ready to jump. Thanks, LJ. I appreciate what you're doing. Man, I'm excited for you, man. Wow. 3 years of save. Listen, 3 years of saving as a debt-free person, too. So I can only imagine how much money is in that bank account. I can only imagine. Probably, a QJC, probably the most money you've probably seen in your life, and quickly. You probably was like, because this is what blows away everybody, because it blew away me too. When I first got out of debt and I got to zero, I had never ever seen my account with that amount of money so quickly. It was just mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing. You're like, what? Holy crap. Because nothing's, but now I see with the new economy, I hope you guys are paying attention. This S&B family members. If we thought in our days it was credit card payments coming out, car payments coming out, blah, blah, blah. Now, not only do they have credit card payments, car payments, they got app payments. Debt slaves have so many app payments. They have so many app payments, they pay another service to manage their app payments. Say like this is you. You came to me and said, Linnell, LJ, my finances are out of control. I don't know what's coming out, who has what, who's making payments. You know what I would do? The first thing I'll tell you, cut off all your credit cards, cut them all off. That will get everybody's attention. Everybody's. Nobody, all your connections are instantly severed, instantly. And now they will come to you, and then you get to pick and choose who you're going to stay with or not, because it doesn't matter. They're not getting anything. I remember when I was in debt, I had so many payments. There is no way you can keep track of all those due dates. Businesses already know that. You can't keep track of due dates. You have too many. When you're debt free, there are no due dates. Oh, let's say not none. There are very few due dates. Like, put it this way: when I get my electric bill, I'll sit down, put it in my auto, look for the due date of the electric bill, put it in my pay thing in my bank account, right? And set the date, shred the bill, and done with it. I don't think about it no more. Say like the bill was due. What is the date today? Today's the 22nd. Say like my light bill was due by the 30th, and I got it today. I would get it, enter it in my my bill pay bank account stuff, set the date 2 days before the actual date, because that was another trick that the businesses did. They got me on that shit. 2 days before the due date, and then shred the bill. I'm done. I don't have to think about it no more. Yes, LJ, the money stacks so fast. It scares me to see I got that amount of money in my bank account. Ain't that crazy? Scared to see. That's the conditioning and the program. This is normal for people and families that Ben have understood this. You don't even like when you understand SMD, you don't even think about money like that. I don't think about money. I rarely think about money. Not even saying because I'm rich. I just don't. I barely have money on like cash and change. I rarely have that. And so crazy, if I do keep a 20 or something, I'd be so scared I'm gonna lose it because I'm not using it. And I believe I've lost a few dollars like that. Keep it in my pocket, go in and out of my pocket. Next thing you know, the 20's gone, Look at the loss of buying power since the dollar was taken off the gold standard. Humble trader, you are running what's called the program. None of that is nothing. It's not what you like when you say that. It's really not that. And everything I'm saying to you, I can prove to you with mathematics. It's not. I don't want you to humble trade. I don't want you to think I'm saying something. Be saying something. Whatever I'm telling you is that I can prove what I'm saying with mathematics. So when you read through history about the dollar coming off the gold standard, that's to do something in the economy. It was supposed to do. I haven't read about it, but it's not what you think it is. I promise you that. You see what Andre's saying right here? That's what that is. There's positive and negative. If you're losing, somebody's gaining. Thank you for your contributions. Now, if you're new to the channel, humble trader, this is probably a lot to just accept. You're like, what are you talking about? I've never heard that before. Everybody does that. But I always try to reiterate, everything I'm saying, I can mathematically prove. I just want to make sure that's clear so people don't believe I'm just making up stuff, Anybody got any questions? I'm going to put the link up here. I've been putting the link, but any questions? Man, QJC is about to open his own business with his own money. With his own money. With his own money. So crazy though, debt slaves. If you ever decide to come, if you want to financially advance past millions of people, you could just come straight to me. That'll save you a lot of time. I'll lay out the blueprint, but when I give you the blueprint, you got to put in the work. I can't do the work for you. You got to do it. It's like stepping on the pad for to transfer down. How Star Trek, the people transfer down to the I know I'm not saying it right, but what is that, Andre? What's that? I haven't watched Star Trek in a long time. When they transfer themselves down to planets, it's like that, but psychologically. Millions of people around the world. Capitalism's worldwide. You could just advance, boom. Especially, I strongly suggest people that know how to make money, that have never heard of what I'm talking about ever. You want to be the best in whatever field you're in right now. and you want to be the best in there, I can help you be that. Especially if you're in the tax game, if you're an accountant, if you're a certified planner, certified professional plan, whatever, and you've never heard this before, I can help you to be the best in your field, and nobody would even know how you're doing it because they can't see what they don't know exists. The majority of people don't know capitalism is psychological, okay? I want you guys to understand that. Professional athletes, especially, look, here's another one. If you're a young professional athlete and you come across this channel and you've never heard of me, I can help you be the best of whatever, especially financially, especially. Beam, transport. Okay, thank you. I could not get that. As much Star Trek as I watched, I cannot believe I ain't watched Star Trek in a long time, but that was my show. You know, so crazy now, Andre, I know Star Trek was psychological. I don't know. Of course it was. But but that's what when they beam down to other planets, guess what? They're just talking about psychologically. When the feds come out with new stuff and change things, you'll know why they're doing it because you'll be able to see it. Next time when I go to DC, guess what I'm taking a picture in front of? The central bank. I'm taking a picture in front of that building. Believe that. That deserves a picture. I'm getting in front of that and taking a picture. Because I know what that building represents. That building is just a representation. Listen, a privately owned business in DC that does nothing for nobody as far as personally. You can't open up a checking account. You can't walk in the building and do some bank transaction, get a car loan. It's not that kind of business. I don't even know if they do tours in that building. I got to look that up because I definitely want a tour. Now, of course, they're going to take me to the tourist areas. Look at some, hey, this is the history of the central bank when I don't want to care. I don't care when this building was built. I want you to take me to the rooms that you guys don't take other people. That's where I want to go. Just understand that your money in the bank continues to lose value every day as prices for goods and services rapidly increase. Humble trader. That's a Google. Do you know that's a Google answer? Those are just Google answers. They don't. If you want to believe that, you can believe that. There is no money. There is no money in the bank. Like if you're in debt, humble trader, you have no money in the bank. This is all you got to do, humble trader. Okay. Open up the calculator, put in your savings minus your debt, and hit enter. That's how much money you have in the bank. All right, let's do that one more time. Put in your savings minus your debt and hit enter. Whatever that is, that's your money in the bank. I hope to one day, and I hope somebody of that knows at a higher level hears this video and I get to meet with whoever, whatever. Because this is like this perspective of the world that I used to be in. Oh my God, I should, the telling like that article in a Discord server about some girl had 80,000 of student loan debt and now it's up to 300,000. That's a perspective of the world that will continue always. I'm just tired of being talking about that perspective. I just don't want to talk about it no more because it will always be there. There will always be scammers. The guys got to understand something, okay? There will always be financial scammers. Always. There will always be some race of people that are better than with money than other races of people, and it think because math has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Math doesn't care what country you're from. Math doesn't care what language you speak. It doesn't matter. I have no debt, own my home and vehicles, and have money in the bank that loses buying power on a daily basis. Okay. If what you're saying is true, okay, and I'm not doubting, I'm not saying that you're not, that what you're saying is not true. The only piece that you're missing is that you don't understand that capitalism is psychological, because if you did, you wouldn't be saying paper does that. If you want to go see the value of your money, all you got to do is just go to the Fed's website and look up how much they printed for it. That's the value of money. That's the value. So if you go to the website now, I believe they print $100 bill for like 8.6 cents. That's the value of the $100. That's the Feds. They said it. And it doesn't change. When you use words like buying power, I don't even know what that means. Buying power what? What's that mean? To buy what? When I hear a person like you that owns everything personally, that means they're missing this one piece that you don't know that capitalism is psychological. That's why you're saying the things you're saying, else you wouldn't be talking like that. Or maybe you're just talking like that for business, because I'm not saying, put it this way, humble trader, if you own a business and you're selling something to people, go ahead and say these things, what you're saying, the buying power of this and that. But I'm saying for you personally, humble trader, don't talk like that in public to people that understand how it works. But if you're selling it to somebody, go ahead and tell them that stuff. Because that's just called business. It's nothing really personal. It really doesn't matter. But that's what that is, because none of that is true. It has nothing to do with buying power of anything. Thanks, LJ. Again, I'll be visiting Myrtle Beach before the summer. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know when you get here, man, for sure. I'm going to be gone. I'm not going to be here for the month of August, though. Got to let you know that. I won't be here for the month of August. Summer's out, and I'll hit you up for lunch or dinner on me. Much appreciated. For sure. Let's do that. For sure, man. For sure. That's a good point. Buffett doesn't complain about his money in the bank. He sure doesn't. And what's so crazy? Debt slaves really believe they have money in the bank. They really believe the money, the movies that they see with stacks of money on a pallet board and all this stuff. There is no cash in the bank vaults. It's you guys. Digital data locked up in that thick ass safe. You guys are the money. There's no cash in there. They don't need it. That's why they're getting rid of it, because it's in the way. Physical cash is now irrelevant. One day, just imagine the cash that you guys have now is going to be like if you look up an old dollar bill, you know, the old ones, just go look up an old dollar bill, how the money used to look in the beginning. One day, the money that you have in your pocket, under your mattress or whatever, is going to be that. It's going to be a currency that was once used in the United States of America, which is no longer going to be used. You won't even be able to spend it. That's a good one. I'm still in that. I am still in that. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. I am still in that. I am still in that. Let me put my fears one up there so people can understand that one too. Let me see. One second. Oh, I forgot to put the real. God dog it. Man, let me. Crap. What I meant to put is false evidence appearing real psychologically. All right, I'm not gonna type all that again. Anyway, any questions? I ain't gonna lie. You know what? One thing I realized, and I've always told all S&D family members this. It's amazing that people are not beating down my door. It's bananas. That's how powerful it is. Just open for business. Oh, you low down, dirty PCA. Oh my God. You think it's probably over there laughing. Debt slaves, we have cruel S&D family members in here that just show no mercy. Okay. Not all of us are like that. Okay. Some of us are nice aliens. I'm excited for you, QJC, man. I really am. Congratulations. You're about to see what it feels like to actually own the time in your life, because that's the only way you can do it. You can't own yourself with a job, people. I'm just here to tell you. And when you put it this way, if you had a job all your life, 40-hour work week, Saturday and Sunday off, or the weekends, when you get out of the 40-hour work week program, it's going to blow your mind when you find out it's a program. You're going to be like, what? When you get 40 hours plus per week back in your life that you haven't had your entire life since the age of 18, that you've probably always had a job your entire life. And then when you exit the program, the 40-hour work week program, your whole world is going to change forever. You're going to be like, what? You mean Monday and Saturday are actually the same? Yep, they're the same. Saturday is no different than Monday. I mean, put it this way, Desley. I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna take you guys through a transition when I was all by myself. No SMD existed, and I first got out of debt, and I quit my job. The first thing I started forgetting what day it is. I started losing the day of the week and the time. I never knew what time it was. I never knew what day it was. And I started feeling bad. I was like, oh man, I'm feeling like a bum. I don't know what I'm staying up. I'm late and I never know what time it is. I always forget the day. And I realized I was just breaking the 40-hour because the clock and the date, I needed those constantly because I had a job. So I always had to know what time it was. I always had to know what day it was because of my job. But once I removed the job, I never knew. So now I use the calendar, the days of the week, and the clock for what it is. Those are tools. The calendar and the clock are tools that you need when you have a job. Or excuse me. Those are tools, not when you have a job. Those are tools. So when you need something scheduled, so when I need the calendar and the time, say like I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, the 15th at 4 o'clock, I use the calendar tool and I use the clock tool. After I set it in my calendar, I don't think about it anymore until I get the alarm. Hey, you got your appointment in 2 hours. I remember when I first quit my job, I would hear cars in the morning warming up, getting ready to go to work, and I wasn't going nowhere. I was just laying in the bed asleep. I felt like a bum at first. Don't get me wrong. I felt like a bum. Oh my God, I'm not getting up. Everybody's leaving. Then after a while, I was like, man, this shit feels good. I don't have to get up. No, you don't. At all. It's a beautiful thing. Debtors should be thankful for inflation. Sure should. Absolutely, man. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm not even just talking shit. I can help change your life. You will thank me for the rest of your life. for the rest of your entire life. You will thank me. There's really no price tag I could put on this service. Really, no price tag. It's really, one day it's going to be unpriceable. Well, it has to be if I need to make some money. But what I could do for you, you'll thank me for the rest of your life. You'll be part of a family of people, all willing to help you for free. Because your advancement, I'm talking about for free as far as joining the Discord server or this right here, but not, what they do. I'm just saying, but here to you answer your questions, but in the SMD way. We say QJ says LJ work is definitely not the same when you're debt free. I like the job, but I know it's time to leave. Exactly how I was feeling when I worked at my job. I was making, for those of you that are new to the channel, my last job, I was making $160,000 a year. Now, I'm not saying that to make it sound like a lie. Okay, I'm just telling you something. All right, I quit. They didn't fire me. Nothing was wrong with the job. The people were great, but I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to leave. Because 99% of the people at your job are there because they have to be there, because they're in debt. They have to be there. They have to accept the shit from their boss, treat it wrong, working for free, working off the clock. Those are only debt slaves work for free. That's called slavery. Like if you work off the clock, you work through lunch, you're a slave for an hour. Because they're not paying you for that hour, because if they did, that means they didn't give you a lunch, which is against the law. So guess what? You worked it for free. And if you're not getting paid and you're working, that means you're a slave. And slavery was abolished in 1865. So I don't know what your job is doing. Maybe your job doesn't know slavery was abolished in 1865. Maybe it's time for you to remind them. You want me to work through lunch? Yeah. And you say it just like this. You turn to your boss and say, slavery was abolished in 1865. See what they say. When you say it, though, make sure you have full focus on their face, because their facial expression is going to be unlike you've ever seen. They're going to be paused for a minute. They're going to be like, what? And then you repeat it, and you repeat it slow. Slavery was abolished in 1865. If you want me to work through lunch, that means you're not paying me. Slavery was abolished in 1865. It was made illegal. Hollywood strikes. What's that mean? The service has a price. The value is price. Oh, yeah. Better said. Better. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That was way better. The service has a price, but the value is priceless. You're coming up with all the good. You're coming up with all the good things, man. Damn. LJ heard of the Hollywood strikes. What, like movie stars or something? That's a little bit off the subject, but the traditional Hollywood, LA, all that shit, those days are done. You don't have to going to Hollywood to become a star. Those days are done. Okay, there is no more of that. There's probably a lot of people not willing to accept that, but because all the people that are producing movies, Prime, Netflix, Netflix is employing people. What you say, Andre? As soon as you pay my 80K fee. Hey, listen. Hey, Andre, you remember that video I sent you? Somebody told me that they signed up for that program for $8,800 for that dude I sent you. He's clearly talking to debt slaves, but one of his programs was $8,800. I was like, what? Are you serious? What's up, Layman? What's going on, sir? That's probably one of the youngest S&D family members. Young and ruthless. Lame is ruthless. He's ruthless. I created a monster, man. He's a monster. Remember the old Frankenstein movies where they put the shocks up to the neck? That's Layman. Now he's totally different. He's a totally different dude. Before 30. Cutting down debt slaves. I'd be like, no, Layman, no, leave him alone. Okay, all right, LJ, all right. Yes, you are. Time to create a new one. Who knows what we're going to create? Listen, Andre, I'm excited to see what every single SMD family member does with this gift. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what everybody does with it. I'm excited. And then once we start having SMD conventions and everybody, all the SMD family members come from around the country and around the world, and we get together, and then we all collaborate with all of our experiences through races and colors and countries, and then we combine. Oh man, oh my God, it's gonna be bananas, absolutely bananas. 3 months ago, I was offered a salary position, but I turned it down. I turned it down because that would require me to work 12-hour day and 5 days a week. Yeah, then I know about starting my own business. And so salary is worse than hourly. They in this working world, they always try to push like salary's better than hourly. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not better. I can attest to that. Okay. They worked me like a dog. Okay. But they only did it because I was in debt. Okay. I don't even blame my business for taking advantage of me. I do not blame any of the businesses that took advantage of me because it was my fault. Completely my fault. My fault that I never looked at my checks and see if the right amount of taxes and deductions were right. I never did that, ever. I can only imagine how many years businesses took advantage of me. I can only imagine, because I never looked at it. I just looked at the net amount, cashed the check, got my money, and just assumed that everything else that was taken out of my check was correct. I just assumed. Today, that would never happen, ever. I would go through each paycheck with a fine-tooth comb, every single one of them. Aliens unite, for sure. It's just a matter of time before SMD is world. First, it's going to be nationwide, and then it's going to be worldwide. Or it might go worldwide first. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't matter if you're in Australia, UK, Canada. They're all capitalists. They just use different colored money, different government system. It doesn't matter. So like I decided I'm going to move and become a resident of Australia if they let me, right? Since they're capitalists, I would know exactly how to set up everything. I just hire the people in the right areas who are personally debt free to set up all my shit. They'd lay down the money. They explain it to me. Okay, this dollar means this does that. Okay, whatever. You know, we'll go to Canada and see Canada has different colored money. We'll think that's weird. We're like, oh wow, their money's different and looks like monopoly money. Have you ever thought what Canadians, how they look at our money? It's just one solid color, just green. See, we don't look at it in reverse. They probably think it's weird that our money is all the same color. That must be difficult to see this and that and see the denomination amounts, because they could just look at the color. They don't have to look at the number. They could just look at the color of the bill and know what it is. We have to actually look at we got to be a little bit, you can't, like if they did it from a distance and you couldn't really see it, you could see that it's money, but you probably wouldn't know the amount. But if it was different colors, it wouldn't matter the distance because you could see the color and know what it is. Everything is psychological. Nothing personal, for sure. I work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I leave. I couldn't even imagine that today, QJC. I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? And this is for everybody. And I need to be very specific with this. Once you leave the 40-hour work week program, there is absolutely no going back. There is no way I could say there's no way I could go back into my old computer job, right? IT engineer, and be in a building for 8 to 10 hours a day with 1 hour lunch. Work 8 to 9, 10 hours and 1 hour for lunch. There is no way I could do that. 5 days a week? No, because I did more than that. I was answering emails, text messages, after hours. Oh, man. But you're doing it right, QJC. That's how it happens. You go in, put in your 8 hours, and you leave. You don't hang around. You know, hey, man, let's go to the bar afterward. No, I'm not doing any of that. Because have you noticed this? You could work at a job for years, say like 10 years. You become close with the coworkers. You guys are kicking it. And then once you quit the job, you guys don't barely even know each other anymore because the job joined you because you guys had to be there. I worked at my last job for like 6 years, 7 years, somewhere around there. Or probably less than that. No, not even that long. 5 years maybe. But anyway, I met a lot of people there. I thought we was cool, you know. And then once I left, I'm only friends with like 2 of them. Boarding school kids now know this knowledge. And you mentioned that last time too, Gabriel. I don't really know what boarding school is. What is that? I don't know what is that, private school, something. I don't know what boarding school is. I've heard that throughout my lifetime, but I never knew what that actually was. But anyway, all right, let's see if I'm gonna put it up one more time for some questions. Any questions? Because honestly, I'm ready to take this knowledge to the next level, you know. You know, like I was stating earlier, how many IRS agents do you think know? The IRS department know that capitalism is psychological. How many people you think in that agency knows that? Not many. Banks trying to help with fraud, people scamming. You guys are easy. Like you financial scammers and people you guys defrauding. You guys are easy to spot. All that stuff you guys do is temporary. Those are all federal crimes. That means once they catch you, they own you for the rest of your life. You're stamped. Like when you do a financial scam or you're stealing money from ATMs and banks and shit, all of that is federal. That means once they catch you, which they will, because you got to keep doing it. You start getting used to the stealing money. Now you're addicted to it until you get caught. Now you're stamped and owned for the rest of your life. That's forever. Can you imagine? Put it this way. Say like this is you and you're listening to me right now and you're stealing money from ATMs, credit cards, skimming or whatever, right? And you get busted. Say like you went to get $1,000. Just keep it low. $1,000. Okay. And you stole it, federal crime, got caught, and they gave you 5 years in prison because it's federal. And then you take the time to see how much it costs. So say like it's $1,000. That's 10 $100 bills. And then you go to the Federal Reserve website and you go see how much they print each $100 bill. Each bill is like 8.6 cents. And then you add that money up. That's what you went to prison for, whatever 8.6 times 10. That's what you really went to prison for. So let's put that. So let's do that right now. Let's see. I don't even know what 8.6 is. I don't know where they come up with these numbers. 8.6 times 10. That means you went to prison for $86. Is that right? No, that's not. No, no, that's not $86. I'm tripping. I did that wrong. 8 cents. No, I'm talking 8 cents. I think I put dollars. Okay. I'm gonna just say 8 cents. 80 cents. So excuse me. Okay, yeah. You went to prison for under $1. For under $1. That's what you really went to prison for. Now imagine waking up while in prison, understanding that. That would be a hard 5 years. Really hard 5 years. Knowing you went to prison for under $1. Generations. Oh, Gabe, they get it from the. Oh yeah, they get it. Most definitely get it from their parents. That's like what Andre is stating, Gabe. But that's like automatic. I mean, think about it. All the SMD family members that understand how it works now, and you ain't got no kids. You guys know you're going to automatically transfer this knowledge to your children. That's not even going to be an option. That's going to be an automatic. I deal with them and are shocked at the lack of knowledge. You talking about what are you talking about, Andre? You talking about the boarding school parents, or who are you talking about? I absolutely love what I do. I love helping people, and I love what you guys. Let me tell you what really, and then we're gonna end this. Really has inspired me for SMD. The first time I heard somebody said I changed their life. I had never heard that in my life by anyone. So the first time I heard it, kind of threw me off guard. I was like, "Whoa!" I didn't expect that. I was just helping somebody get out of debt, and then when I realized that it's bigger than just money, it is bigger than money. I just don't talk about it on the free side. It's way deeper than that. But I start where you guys can really understand. I can't really go past that. I can't. You guys got to. It's bigger than that. Way bigger than just money and capitalism and all that. It changes your whole entire life forever, for generations. To the families that have had this in their lives through generations of, congratulations to you. Congratulations you guys were able to transfer this knowledge to your children, your grandchildren. Congratulations. Yep, congratulations to you. It will now be here in my family. I know that. I think next time I'm gonna bring on my youngest son, and so he can talk with you guys. We're gonna do a live. I don't know when yet, but we're gonna do a live with my youngest son, and who is now understand. Now he's in student loan debt, but he understands what that means. So he's doing right now. He is just working hard, working his ass off to pay that student loan debt off. And my oldest son, he's just now jumped on board and he's slowly understanding what it means. He's getting it. He's asking the right questions. He's doing what it takes to get out there. He was, luckily for my oldest son, he didn't go down the credit trail. His debt is not deep at all. He just didn't understand capitalism was psychological. When I asked him like 2 weeks ago, I was like, okay, how much debt do you have? He's like, I don't really have none, because I just didn't really do the payments and all this other stuff. I was like, what? What? He has less than my youngest son, but he also didn't know capitalism was psychological either. Once I get both of these guys down, once they have it, guess what they're going to do? Pass it to my grandchildren. Thank God they have no kids right now. Because I told them, I said, if I had known this when I was raising you guys would have already known everything I'm telling you right now. That would have been automatic. Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. This, I mean, I don't even know how I could say like there's a, like the police department has a financial fraud department, federal government, everybody. This could help in there. This could help all that, assist them. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up here. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. It's beautiful here in South Carolina. I know you see it, QJC, that beautiful sun out there. Love sitting in the back in the sun here. So, all right. You guys have a lovely, lovely day. Until next time, later.